First, we go to the background of the Petronas. Petroleum Nasional Berhad, acronym as Petronas, is a Malaysian oil and gas company that was established in 1974. This company is fully owned by Malaysian government. The corporation is vested with the entire oil and gas resources in the Malaysian and is entrusted with the responsibility of developing and adding value to these resources. With the help of three key persons, which is Tengku Muhammad Taufik Tengku Aziz as President and Group CEO, Ahmad Nizam Saleh as Chairman, and Muhammad Baki Saleh as Chairman Designate, Petronas is ranked among Fortune Global 500 largest corporation in the world. Fortune also ranked Petronas as the 12th most profitable company in the world and most profitable in Asia. Through subsidiary and joint venture, Petronas is deeply involved in almost all aspects of oil and natural gas industry across the range from upstream of exploring and extracting oil and gas to downstream of refining and distributing the product. Next, we go to the staffing challenge. Even though Petronas is a big company, they also have a staffing challenge they need to face. First staffing challenge is the oil and gas industry increasingly rely on technology. Technology is a huge part of oil and gas industry, and despite this, there is a shortage of IT personnel in the oil and gas industry. When people in the tech industry are developing their careers and their education, many of them lean toward coding, computer engineering, renewable energy and other sectors that have more obvious uses for their technological talents. The oil and gas sector must advertise the availability of tech position and their need for people experienced and trained in the technology and digital skills. Next, we go to the safety of workplace. Petronas has exercised its practice well in ensuring its employees are safe and healthy, but there are still number of accidents that lead to the injuries and death of its employees. Furthermore, a safety issue always is high concern in the oil and gas industry, especially since the Gulf of Mexico accident happened in 2010. This made many candidates feel not safe if they want to work at Petronas. Lastly, shortage talent. Noting that oil and gas industry as whole rely heavily on experienced foreign hire, so for fresh graduate to apply with Petronas is quite hard since they need to compete with experienced foreign hire. Since Petronas is fast-paced working culture, they need to find someone who already have experience. So the chances for the fresh graduate is very low.
Hi, I am Nurashida, and I will proceed with the recruitment and selection practices. Recruitment is the practice of actively seeking out, discovering, and employing people for the given post of employment. It's referred to the complete employment process of selecting the right candidate for the right position. Or, in the other words, it involves everything from the identification of a staffing need to filling it. Meanwhile, selection is the process of identifying an individual from a pool of job applicants with the requisite qualifications and competency to fill jobs in the organization. This is an HR process that helps differentiate between qualified and unqualified applicants by applying various techniques. The staffing model in Petronas. One of the staffing models that has been utilized in Petronas is the innovative recruitment program. With this program, we can see that there are several methods that have been practiced by Petronas to hire employees, such as data employer review sites, managing the aging workforce, exclusive job adverts, video interviewing, employer referrals, and mobile recruitment. Petronas also had this Young Talent Program to attract young talent candidates among students, which is SPM leavers, to join Petronas once they graduated with flying colours. In these categories, the chosen young talent candidates will be given sponsorship during their undergraduate study, and they will be sent to study in local universities such as University Technology of Petronas or even abroad. Next, Petronas provides their executive with the tools needs ensured and develop talent in an organized way, as well as a variety of career programs to help employees advance their careers. Apart from that, Petronas also look for a person with abilities to join them, especially in technical sites. Hence, Petronas developed technical programs such as INSTEP to create a source of technical workers with specific subspecialties such as railing, welding, and moreover, to be working offshore. Their knowledge, idea, and skills are diverse and dynamic staff bring to Petronas. Petronas also strive to be the worldwide employer of choice through comprehensive talent management and leadership development programs. In the staffing model program, Petronas also applied the retention system management. This is the process of various policies and practices that allow employees to stay with a company for a longer period of time. Hence, Petronas will invest time and money in growing a new hire, preparing him to be a corporate-ready material and bringing up to speed the existing employees. This is because losing talented employees will bring a lot of disadvantages to Petronas, and the hiring process for a new employees is not easy for HR itself. Now, we move to HR planning. HR planning is a strategic process for improving the strategic alignment of staff and other resources. There are a few element steps in HR planning. First is the future HR demand. Future HR demand is to analyze the process of Petronas' future workforce requirement. The HR variables are taken into consideration such as attrition, retirement, promotion, and preset transfer. Next, demand forecast. This part here needs to be matched the current supply with the future demand of HR to create a demand forecast. This is crucial because it has better us to understand the business strategy and objective for the long run. So, the workforce demand forecast is such as aligned with the organization's goal. Meanwhile, in sourcing strategy and employment, the HR team will understand the large gap between HR supply and demand. Therefore, HR consulting firms will deliberate plans to choose the gap between demand forecasts. This includes an employee communication program, quality talent acquisition, recruitment and outsourcing, talent management training coaching, and policy relation. That's all from me as of now. Next, I'll pass the slide on to my other team members. Thank you.
Okay, comes to job analysis. Job analysis is process of gathering and analyzing informations of the content and human requirements of job as well as the context in which jobs are performed. It was used to determine placement of jobs and also consists of job description and also job specifications. Job analysis in Petronas is consists of four, which is firstly is workforce planning, secondly is performance management, prerequisites performance planning, and thirdly performance appraisal system, and lastly is development. Then we move to recruitment. Recruitment is a first step in building an organization's human capital. At a high levels, the goals are to locate and hire the best candidates on time and on budget. Recruitment also a process of attracting individuals on a timely basis in sufficient numbers and with appropriate qualifications to apply for job in an organizations, according to Mirna Gusdorf, 2008. As we can see, here is the recruitment and selection steps by steps. First, starting with identifying the hiring needs and devise a recruitment plans. And then, lastly will be job offer, hiring and onboarding. Recruitment and selection is Petronas. According to Senior Vice President of Human Resource Management of Petronas, Datuk Raiha Azni Abdul Rahman, she said the recruiting process of Petronas is an external hiring due to the Petronas is a domestic environment. Meanwhile, by Puan Nur Aini Ismail, Vice President of Treasury Petronas, said the key of the success of the organizations is finding the right people during the recruitment and management process. Selections in Petronas. Firstly, is application form and curriculum vitae or CV. Secondly, a selection test, which is attitude test, personality test, and then go through the interviews, and after that, talent sourcing and people management based on merit. As we know, there are two methods of recruiting and selection, which is internal candidates and also external candidates. Okay, I would like to explain about internal candidates. They are from five channel, which is firstly is promotions of building leaders program, and secondly internal transfer, and thirdly hiring retired employees, fourthly employee exchange, and lastly is decision making. Well, for external recruitment and selections, there are four types of it, which is firstly they advertise the jobs through website and also social media like Twitter, Petronas Career, websites, JobStreet, LinkedIn. And secondly is through university internships. And thirdly is InStep or technical program. And lastly, through graduate employability enhancement scheme or GEES is 12-month My Step Protege program.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I am Zuriana Zaini and I will share about decision making and final match on tele-recruitment and selection practices in Petronas. So, why decision making is vital part of tele-recruitment and selection. Any of the finalists is a good fit because the company only move forward with qualified candidates. So, if all the steps have been taken, the company is probably in a good position to choose between them. Organizations can evaluate candidates using a variety of techniques. However, gathering information on applicants does not ultimately result in a clear decision about who should be chosen. Thus, let's dive into how decision making has been made in selecting the right candidates in Petronas practice. First is review scorecards and notes. Verify each and every assignment of a candidate's note or grade. Panels must ensure that they have a comprehensive understanding of each candidate's strengths and weaknesses. By doing this, the panel can determine the importance of each skill or attribute of the candidate through this process. For a technical executive, for instance, strong technical skills are crucial. Cubics logic test is a psychometric test that assesses candidates' cognitive ability and aptitude for a variety of employers and positions. Furthermore, Cubics logic test able to assist Petronas in determining a candidate's key strengths. In addition, when evaluating the results to determine their suitability for a particular job role and will help HR as a recruiter in making decision in selection process. The second one is ranking. In Petronas, finalists are ranked from most desirable to least desirable based on the findings of subjective evaluations. Successful candidates are given job offer based on the order in which they are ranked, with the highest ranked person receiving the first offer. Finalist number 2 will be extended the job offer if the first rejects it or suddenly withdraws from the selection process, and so on. In case the top choices decide to withdraw and it becomes necessary to turn to the backups, immediate action must be taken with them. This is especially true when there is a high demand for the services of those on the ranking list in competitive labor markets. Let me see on final decision in selection. The selection process that has been used and the decisions that have been made based on the results of the initial assessment are primarily the responsibility of HR professionals. In this process, line managers are primarily responsible for selecting candidates during the final choice stage, particularly in team assessment procedures. Employees are increasingly being included in the decision-making process. Now, let me see in final match. A final match occurs when the offer candidate and the company agree that the candidate's knowledge, skill, ability and other characteristics, KSAOS, and the job's demands and benefits sufficiently overlap. The candidate and the organization are obligated to the terms and conditions of employment once the decision to enter the employment relationship has been made. The first one is making job offer. A job offer is an attempt by the Petronas to persuade the selected candidate to enter an employment relationship. Assuming the offer is accepted and the consideration is paid, the organization and the offeree will have established a legally binding employment contract. The next stage of the hiring process begins when the letter of conditional employment is issued, where the chosen candidate's physical and medical examinations are conducted. To determine whether the candidate's health condition is good, a medical examination is necessary. In the end, the candidate will be hired if they pass the medical examination. HR department will issue an appointment letter which states the position offered, date of report duty, salary, employee benefit, and etc. The second one is mutual agreement. The terms of acceptance expected of the offered candidate are specified in the job offer. The offer should be unconditionally accepted or rejected by the candidate. The offer should also include any expiration information, if applicable. A lapse date is suggested to give the offer process certainty and closure. When a job candidate accepted a job offer, Petronas made two crucial decisions. To begin with, make sure the applicant has accepted the position as specified in the offer. Additionally, the acceptance must be made in writing and arrive on or before the deadline. And last but not least, new hire orientation program. The issue of the person or job match is still present even after the employment relationship has been established through final match activities. Instead, to ensure that the intended match becomes and remains effective, that relationship must now be fostered and maintained over time. Realizing this, Petronas has conducted orientation program which call onboarding program for new employees. Additionally, this is the company's first chance to welcome new employees and highlight the opportunities it can offer. The employment relationship begins when the offer is accepted. Petronas holds an orientation program for newcomers to ensure that the initial person or job match begins and remains successful.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Sumi Amira binti Yahya. My student ID is 2022-835286. Let's proceed with the suggestion for improving tele-recruitment and selection practice, especially that may be applied by Petronas Berhad. First of all, staffing flows means the process of filing and keeping various roles in an organization field. In management, it means the process of recruiting the right person at the right place to increase the efficiency of the organization. So, how do Petronas can improve their staffing process? First, both recruiters and candidates benefit from a more transparent hiring process. Petronas frequently ignore the trust factor, but it's a crucial one to get right. Transparency increases trust, which benefits both of the firm and its credibility. When discussing and promoting a position, more openness, honesty and realism will go a long way toward attracting the best candidates. This will also involve by writing accurate job posting. Petronas should make an effort to avoid overstating the job's advantages or ignoring its disadvantages. Additionally, Petronas needs to establish a realistic recruitment timeline so that applicants know how long they will need to wait for a response from them. In addition, by providing consistency, the hiring procedure at Petronas Berhad needs to be standardized and then exactly followed at each stage of the hiring and selection process. The HR staff should ideally have a set of precise steps in place. Hiring managers and recruiters should both possess a high level of training in order to give a more consistent recruitment process. They must be familiar with all the fundamentals, including employment legislation and fundamental interviewing techniques. Petronas Berhad also can create better job ads which focus on the job title. This means don't use internal job titles, special words, or any acronyms. Company can also list positives since we want to sell the role to the potential candidates. They can highlight what's great about the role and the company. Move to the method used by Petronas on hiring candidates. It involves recruiting by using application forms and curriculum vitae, by selection tests and interviews. In order to improve recruiting using all of the methods, Petronas should integrate it with technology to adapt it to be more web-based, which increase reach and efficiency further. Although applications are more tedious, it can be slightly discouraging, which acts as an additional small hurdle to help filter an overwhelming number of candidates. Applicants' form can be filled in digitally and submitted through email. Selection tests and interview also can be held online by dealing time and date with candidate, which is more convenient with nowadays technology. Let's proceed on how to improve human resource management and administration. Firstly, Petronas may focus on review compensation and benefits. Offer the best benefits package possible, but look for ways to get creative that can set you apart from others in your industry. Other than that, Petronas should communicate and foster a strong culture. This means when recruiting, it's crucial to clearly communicate the values, beliefs, behaviors, and experiences that define your organization. Last but not least, Petronas should implement wellness initiatives. This is because promoting wellness among your employees isn't just good for their personal health. It plays a critical role in the financial health of your organization.
In a nutshell, the effectiveness of an organization's workforce determines its performance. Therefore, it is crucial that only the most capable and content employees are chosen. And this is where the process of hiring and choosing candidates starts. Petronas is dedicated to fostering and developing the potential of its workforce through global career growth opportunities and fostering an inclusive workplace environment for employees to succeed in their careers. Aligned with Petronas' guiding principles of attracting and recruiting individuals based on merit, where only the most suitably qualified and competent individuals are selected for hire. And it has been proven that Petronas was crowned most attractive employer in Malaysia for 2020, securing the top spot at the Randstad Malaysia Employer Brands Award for the third consecutive year from 2018 until 2020. The long-term viability of Petronas depends on choosing and hiring the best candidates. Strong hiring and selection procedures aid in giving the organization a competitive edge. It is one of the most important things HR can do for the company because of this. Placing people with the right talent at the right place at the right time. Thank you.